Let's see. All right. Okay. What's up, Still the King? All right. Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. They already messing with my connection, so y'all might see me go in and out a little bit. Here to recap the game. Give me a sec. Let's pull up everything. San Francisco came out with a great game plan, which I already knew they would do, which was move the ball. You know, they moved the ball. Sorry about that. TV was loud. So the 49ers came out with a good plan, which was to establish the line of scrimmage, which was to run the ball. Defensively, they did a great job. And Fred Warner and Greenlaw. What's their name? Hold on. What's their name? Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. They are the best linebackers in the game. Hands down. They are the best linebackers in the game. Yeah, Hufanga is the best strong safety in the game. Sometimes he plays free, but he plays a lot more down in the box. He's sort of like a rover, we would call him in college ball. He's everywhere. The guy reminds me of Palomalu a whole lot. The Niners got physical with him. They beat him up at first. They forced them to do what they wanted. The Niners ran the ball very well. Looking at the team stats, you got the Rams had 257 yards compared to the San Francisco Niners 327 total yards. Passing yards, the Niners had 239 compared to the Rams 200. Rushing yards, 88 for the Niners to the 57 for the Rams. Yards per play, the Rams only averaged 4 compared to the Niners 7. First downs, Rams had 21, the Niners had 13. Now on third downs, the Niners were 5 of 12, which is 42%. They have to work on that. But the Rams were 5 of 15. So with that, they were 33%. So one was 42, the other was 33. So like I said, if you have a 42% on third downs and the other team is lower than you, 9 times out of 10, you'll win that game. Unless they are quick scoring, like they score in a few plays. Now, fourth down, the Rams were 2 of 2, which was 100%. The Niners were 0 and 1. Total plays, the Rams ran 73 total plays. The Niners ran 49. Sacks allowed. The Rams, Stafford was under duress all night. He never could have a clean pocket. Really didn't have time in the pocket to throw the ball. I felt like Sean McVay should have ran the ball more, but he kind of went away from it a lot. Started trying to do wide receiver screens. To me, that was dumb. They should have went with halfback screens or tight end screens. I would have lined Cooper Kupp in the backfield a few times to run some screens. That would have helped them. Sacks allowed for the Niners, 0, because Garoppolo is getting the ball out tonight. 4 punts on each side. The Rams had 1 penalty for 5 yards. Niners had 4 for 25 yards. Fumbles lost. The Rams fumbled the ball, and they threw an interception. The Niners had no fumbles lost and no interceptions thrown. Time of possession, the Rams won the time of possession, 34 minutes and 34 seconds, compared to the Niners, 25 minutes and 26 seconds, which was a differentiation of 9 minutes and 8 seconds. So that means that third downs killed the Rams tonight. Lack of running the ball hurt the Rams tonight. Turnovers, fumble loss, interceptions, that killed drives. That's why they may have possessed the ball longer, but when that thing happens, that really destroys your drives. Your drives really don't equate or do well. Yeah, Stafford choked as usual. Yeah, Debo caught the catch. It was a bad pass, but Debo adjusted himself to get it. Ran to the house. Hufanga's interception, that was a great pick. He read it. He basically read it, but they didn't really sell it well. Cooper Kupp didn't sell it well, and the other receiver laid such a weak block. Like, it was a real weak block. I didn't like that one bit. That was a weak block. They could have done a lot better with that block. So defensively, like, the front seven just dominated. But Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw are the best linebackers in the game. The Rams gonna have some soul searching to do, but I've said this. The Rams have been overrated a lot of times. People have been hyping the Rams up, and I've said it. The Rams got lucky last year because a lot of teams, they weren't playing them well. They choked down the stretch more than they did. The 49ers had them beat, but Kyle Shanahan choked down the stretch by mismanaging the timeouts. He mismanaged a lot of the timeouts. And the plays they ran were very remedial. So Kyle Shanahan has cost, in situational ball is where I don't trust Kyle Shanahan. I don't think he's an effective coach in the clutch. I think a lot of times he depends on Jimmy G a lot. Now tonight, in the first quarter, the Niners scored 7, Rams had 3. Second quarter, Rams had 3, Niners had 7. Third quarter, the Rams had 3, the Niners had 0. The Rams in the fourth quarter scored 0 points, so they had 9. Niners scored 10 with that interception from Hufanga to close the game. They won 24-9. The Los Angeles Rams have been outscored 44 points to 3 points in the fourth quarter. Let me tell you that again. In the fourth quarter, the Rams have been outscored 44-3. That is not good. Yeah, well, Ramsey's a safety. He's practically playing safety. They always have him lined up 5 to 6 yards back because he gets burnt all the time. Ramsey's lost a step, and you could tell he's lost a step. He lost a step. Cowboys got Rams Sunday. Good luck with that. I'm hearing Dak wants to come back for that game, but they're trying to hold him out. like I said, Dallas, I don't trust Dallas in the Rams. Who we gonna have cover Cup Sunday? If I'm Dallas, what I would do is I would try to run a bracket coverage over him. Yeah, Cup 8 tonight, but you also got to remember they didn't Cup was getting them little bitty yards. He wasn't getting no big yards. The Niners held him in check. And when they got in the red zone, he couldn't do nothing. They were, every time he got the ball, they said, okay, you know what, Cup? We're going to let you catch the ball. So what would happen is Cup would catch the ball. There were 2, 3 49ers there. Smacking him every time he got the ball. So as the game went on, you start seeing Cup routes run slow. Cup was getting slower and slower every time he got out of his break. He kept getting slower. Every time he caught it, they said, okay, you're going to catch it. You know what Fred Warner and Greenlaw said? You come across that middle, we going to F you up. And that's what they did. Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, I've been saying for 3 years now, they're the best linebacking tandem in the league. They're the best linebackers. What's up, Chance? Odell wouldn't have made a difference tonight. He wouldn't have made a difference. Those cornerbacks that the Niners have are physical. Mosley, number 4, the other corner, they're physical. All you got to do is get physical with the Rams. They're not going to do nothing. And this is what I said last year. If you got the defense to be physical, you got them. The Niners did what they were supposed to do. Jeffrey Wilson 8, Debo 8. Debo has 6 receptions, including 2 carries. 6 receptions, 115. Brandon Ayuk brought in his 4. Jeffrey Wilson had 18 carries. I want to see Jeffrey Wilson get 5 more carries. I want him to get 24, maybe 25 carries a game. That's what I want Jeffrey Wilson to have. Debo, I want Debo getting the ball everywhere. I want you to force feed him if you have to. Debo is the whole 49ers offense, along with Jeffrey Wilson. That is a dangerous offense. Limit Jimmy Garoppolo to 20 to 25 attempts a game. 27 is pushing it, but as long as you keep him within 20 to 25 throwing attempts a game, I don't have a problem with Jimmy G. Mosley, Hufanga. Yeah, that's his name. Charvarius Ward. Physical. Charvarius Ward. Number 7. I like him. Yeah. Greenlaw, Arkansas. Yep. Yeah, y'all got the best. Nick, I think it's Nick Bosa y'all have. Their front 4 is vicious. The Niners front 7 is going to beat up on a lot of teams. Yeah, they neutralized Donald because you know why? They ran at him. All you got to do is run the ball at Donald. Donald is not a great run. He's not a great run stopper. He's not. He's a great pass rusher. But as far as run stopper, he's not that guy. Now let's look at the Rams on their side. Matthew Stafford attempted 48 passes. Darrell Henderson only got 7 carries. Cam Akers only got 8 carries. You're not going to win anything like that. Darrell Henderson has to have at least between 20 to 25 carries. Cam has to at least get it 10 to 15 because he likes to fumble too much. So I'll keep his carries minimal because he puts the ball on the floor, on the turf. Cooper Kupp had 14 receptions, 122 yards, average 9 yards a pop. But guess what? They're empty stats. If they let Cooper Kupp eat, you know what they did? We're going to knock Robinson around. We're going to knock Skyronet around. Number 18, Ben got put out the game. They was knocking him around. And then he tried to block. He pulled something. He was done. Tyler Higbee, 10 receptions, 73 yards. They knocked him around. So even if they had Odell Beckham, they wouldn't have done nothing. The Niners always do this. Like in that division, the Niners beat the Rams beat the Cardinals. The Seahawks, they're kind of a toss-up between everybody, depending on what year it is. Bobby Wagner has 7 tackles, 3 assists, but quiet. Bobby Wagner's done. He's lost a lot of steps, man. He looked like Levante David out there tonight. Aaron Donald, 0 sacks. Pressure, none. Leonard Floyd was contained. Jalen Ramsey needs to play safety. Darian Kendrick, he got burnt on that play by Debo. He wasn't the same for the rest of the night. He just wasn't. So I don't like Jimmy G for the Niners. Jimmy G's gonna do the same thing he does every year, which is he's gonna get you there and he's gonna choke. But if Kyle Shanahan does it differently and get the ball out of his hands, they'll win. He knows the offense still the king, but what does know the offense mean when you get to the big games? If they shut Debo down and Jeffrey Wilson, I don't trust Jimmy G to win me the game. I don't. He looks the same. Yeah, Hufanga. Yeah, Hufanga's the new Troy Polamalu. Yep. Right, exactly. That was all Bobby did. What's up, King Magnus? What up, Bear? What's up? But I don't trust Jimmy G down the stretch. Jimmy G still can't throw the deep ball. He can't. When they actually go against the defense, they better get Odell ASAP. I don't think Odell will make that big of a difference. I don't. I just think the Bengals defense, their secondary was terrible. I don't think Lance pick was a wasted pick. I just felt like they should have gave Lance 2 years before they went to him. I can't say Lance wouldn't have done nothing this year because I didn't get a chance to see him. I like to give people chances. You guys don't. You guys just already write guys off. You can't write people off. You have to give them a chance. It's body of work. Right, exactly. So this is the same offense. But the Rams, they always lose to the Niners. They're going to come back against Dallas. They're going to bounce back. And they're going to be okay again. But they just lose to San Fran because San Fran just got their number. It's the same thing with the Rams and the Cardinals. The Rams got the Cardinals number. They just do. This is Cooper Rush era. I guess if you think Cooper Kupp's going to win a Super Bowl, I don't see it. I just think nobody's put pressure on him. Nobody's actually went after the kid yet. They haven't. I think Odell ought to go to Baltimore. I think Odell in Baltimore would be perfect. I think he'll be good at that slot. You could put him at the slot and move Bateman outside because Bateman drops the ball way too much. I think Odell and Lamar have a great rapport. Bateman really cost the Ravens Sunday. And the bad play calling from John Harbaugh and the offensive coordinator is just atrocious. The Ravens should fire their whole coaching staff. They were winning 20-3, and you couldn't get a single point in the second half. It's atrocious. It's atrocious as hell. What's up, Montrese?
What's good, big homie?
Not much. Talking about the game and stuff.
Shit, man. Y'all ain't talking about your boy throwing up the west side on the field, man.
You said what?
You ain't talking about your boy throwing up the west side on the field.
Oh, you talking about Tua?
Yeah, man, he did my boy dirty. Man. I'm still mad about that shit.
Yeah, I talked about that. I said it that Sunday. If you saw it all day we were doing, I said they should have took him out
Yeah, I
in the
watch it
second half.
every time you come on. I watch you.
Yeah, he should have went out for concussion protocol, which
He was,
is the go. He would have been out the second half, and then he would have been out that Thursday night game, and he would have been back this week. But they did it wrong, and they blamed it on a guy who wasn't affiliated with the team, an unaffiliated neurism consultant, which we looked up, is hired by the NFL and the NFLPA. So they basically put all the blame on him so the Dolphins could save face.
yeah. Then they fired my cousin said they fired the doctor too.
No, they just fired him. They blamed it on the UNC. That's what they call him, is a unaffiliated neurism consultant. So they got rid of him to put the blame on him so the Dolphins don't, because the Dolphins already got heat on them from the Brian Flores situation to the Stephen Ross telling him to lose games, he would pay him extra money. And then they tried to get Sean Payton and Tom Brady down there illegally. They were talking during the season about that. So that's why Stephen Ross got suspended and that GM got suspended. Well, not the GM, I think the president or something. I think the president. Yeah, it was the president got suspended.
Yeah, I mean, that's just damn, man. Dude should have been he should have been somewhere resting.
Yeah, he should have went through concussion protocol, which is he would have to go through some tests, a lot of neurological tests, see if he can function, and he would have been straight. But they didn't really go by that because they forced him back in the game. And I still blame the Dolphins because it's your player. You overrule the UNC. It doesn't matter what the UNC says. The UNC only can give their assessment, and you have to go with it. They threw him in there, and they really messed him up. So that's how it is. HD, you think the Bucks can run off 3 to 4 wins in a row right quick?
Nope.
Not unless they get another
Yeah,
running
man.
back. They have to get another running back. They have to me, Levante David is done. I would try to go get another linebacker that can help out in that middle. Other than that, we need a running game. Like Tom Brady can't be attempting 52 passes a game.
Yeah.
You have to limit to limit him to 25 to 30 pass attempts a game. And your running game has to average 20 to 25 a game. But Leonard Fournette's not that type of running back. He's a 10 to 15 carry guy. And the rest is being a receiving back. This is what I've been trying to tell everybody from the beginning. And everybody was just, oh, we got Tom Brady. Like, Brady not going to win like that. He's old now. He's not the same as he was 2 years ago. He's older now. So, and then your line is not good because we lost a lot of people and we don't have a lot of depth, which that's why I said in preseason I didn't like our depth. So I knew we were going to come to the season in trouble, and then Brady didn't really play no preseason. He only played the last game, and it was horrible how he looked. He looked terrible. So yeah, so it's like people got to stop being fan dumb, which is FANDUMB. There's a lot of fan dumbs out there. Just and be realistic. Like your team, if your team is good, I'm gonna say if your team is good or my team is good. If my team trash, I'm gonna blast their ass. I don't give a damn who they are. I support you. So if I'm supporting you, I want to see better out there.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the facts, and we got to get back to that old school style because all the old heads they used to do that. They weren't finna accept mediocrity on the field. That's unacceptable. Replace TB12 with Lamar Jackson. No, I don't want Lamar Jackson on the team if Bruce Arians is there. I don't want him there. Bruce Arians will mess his career up. No. Lamar need to go.
I'm already tell you that ain't gonna happen at all.
It really ain't. Shit, I want to salute the Gator fan in the chat that I see.
Yeah, Q. Yeah, he a Tater. Yeah, he a Tater fan.
See, me too. I'm a Gator fan all day. That's my team, man. But we messing up too. The Gators is messing up.
We young, man. We rebuilding.
Now you rebuilding after you was talking all that cash before the season.
Like I'm gonna talk junk to you.
Now you rebuilding.
You know I'm gonna talk junk to you regardless.
And I'm gonna talk junk to you too. And I told you your team wasn't gonna do
shit. I actually had hope for Florida State when they played Wake Forest. I said, man,
you had hope. Hold up.
I had hope.
Stop the cap. You had hope for that bullshit on the field.
Yeah, I saw the score. I looked at it. I glanced at it real quick.
Did you not see the videos I made talking about where they sucked at? They should be 1-3 right now.
True.
What are you talking about? You had hope in that shit? I didn't.
I was like, man, they actually ain't getting beat too bad. Then I saw the final score. I said, oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Bruh, they were trash in the spring game this past season and the fall game. They were trash.
Yeah, it was.
The linebackers were terrible. And then when the season started against LSU, they almost lost that game. The only reason they beat LSU was because Brian Kelly is dumb. He dumber than our coach. And Louisville should have beat us too. All they had to do was keep doing what Wake Forest did, the play action and the option. They stopped doing it. They trying to make the quarterback play a traditional game when he didn't have to.
Yeah,
that's why Wake Forest almost beat Clemson, because Clemson don't know how to play the play action either.
I just want to say, is it so you think it's because we rebuilding, man? We are just terrible right now, bro. Like I'm disappointed in the Gators, but we have a stupid coach. Our coach is stupid. I don't like him.
It's a rebuild, man. You got to give it time.
Ain't no rebuilding.
You gotta give it
no,
time,
man.
You got to give it time, dog. It's a whole new system, offense and dog. You got to give it time.
Listen, man. My little cousin is a Gator fan, and he 13, and he even said it, man. He said, "What is going on with the Gators?" He was like, "We didn't look like this last year." I'm like, "Hey, man, we suck right now."
System, dog. It's a whole new coaching staff. You got to give it time, man.
I'm not. They've had enough time.
You got to at least let them get by two recruiting classes in, man, at least.
We've had enough time, man. I'm sick of it. I'm tired
You
of it.
got at least give them about 4 years to get it right, man.
3-4 years to keep messing up. No, I'm mad at them, bro.
You
I'm mad at
impatient,
them.
man. The coach just got there,
Yeah,
man.
Man, I don't care, man.
I like Tech, and I like Wake Forest, and I like what's that other team? They're good too in the ACC. But Tech got a vicious defense. They got this number 11. He is a dog. Everywhere the ball goes, he go. He an old school linebacker. I don't know if he's a linebacker or a strong safety, but oh my God, he be killing. Maryland got a good team. Their defense is good. I just don't like their quarterback. That's Tua, brother. They from that fragile tree. If you
they not playing.
So, I mean, but they got a good D. Boston College got a dude that's a beast at running back. He nice.
They keep a running back.
They keep a running
They really
back.
do. They really do.
Boston College stay with a running back. I'm like, where do y'all get these guys from? Like, they go to the tree out back, running back tree. Okay, he next. Let's go.
They keep a running back
all the time. Keep a running back all the time.
Man, I think this is it, man, for the little run for the Bucks, though. I think this is it, man. This is it.
They're done. Put them in the coffin. It's over.
NC State is done. Yeah, NC State is nice. Well, all I can tell you is I told you so, but I mean I've done that already.
Yeah, yeah, you did.
So I'm gonna let you live tonight because I told you so from
don't
the
let
beginning.
me live, man. Go ahead and have my funeral service, man.
No.
Wait a minute. Did I hear this correctly? Is HD giving someone bail? This is unheard of.
Who? Yeah. I already murked them, dog. I don't need to close the casket. I need to take the body parts out and get them ready for the casket.
No, you bigger than me. I would have closed the casket, put the dirt on top of them, and said, "See you." Wouldn't want to be you.
It ain't no point. It ain't no point in it when I won. I mean, I won already, so it ain't no point.
And then that defensive end, Trayon, he young, but he don't know how to hold the edge, man. He run himself out the plays.
Yep.
That number 9 we got
number 9 straight. He just run too much out the plays, but the problem is
hold the edge, man.
Yeah, the problem is we don't have no Mike linebacker.
I think he too light too, man. It's like, man, he be getting dogged too. It's like, man, I don't know, man. But I think they need this draft here. They just need to work. They need to get some skill positions, some offensive line, and some skill positions for real, and a linebacker, and a linebacker.
Yeah,
like for real. They need to get a linebacker, a wide receiver.
But the thing is, who gonna be the QB?
They're gonna have to go with.
We got QB. We got Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask will be fine next year. All we need to do is get a running back, get some depth at the line, and we just need to get some linebackers, and we have to get some more depth in the secondary, and we'll be all right. They're not far off.
I think we need a receiver too.
Yeah, I mean, we need some receivers, but I mean, we can get receivers, but really, like, we just need to get a running back who can carry the ball 20 to 25 times a game.
True.
And we need another, and then Fournette will be fine. I can have him as a third down back, receiving back. Yeah, correct. Instead of running the damn ball all the time. So that's all they need. They don't really need too much. I know how to fix this team on the fly.
Oh yeah,
it's not hard to. The problem is, are they going to do it? Because a lot of these GMs ain't smart.
I don't think they are, man.
I don't either.
I don't. But man, that safety for the 49ers, boy, I told
you about him, Hufanga, number 29. I told you I said, bro,
boy,
that
that's
number
Troy
29
Polamalu,
is a
dog.
problem. Yeah.
I said,
I told you.
that's Troy Polamalu all day.
Yeah, he a problem. I
Play
told
around
you.
like, you know what I'm saying, disguise himself, and like in the
He,
secondary, he might be in the box, then he might drop back, and vice versa, might, you know what I mean, then come in the box and play the run and jump, man. I was like, damn.
He a little bigger than Troy was too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Heck
He's
yeah.
a big
Oh,
dude. He could play linebacker too, man.
Yep,
Big as
yep.
he is.
Yep.
That's what they need to do to Ramsey for the Rams. They need to play him like 29 and stop putting him at corner, dog, because he get toasted too much.
True.
And him and Ayuk was going at it.
Yeah, they were.
Ayuk do not like that dude at all.
Well, get in line, because there's a whole bunch of receivers that don't like it.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. And that's a part of the game, man.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to block.
Exactly. Florida State. I think we're in the swamp this year.
I'm trying to remember.
I forgot. Did they? We either go to the.
No, I think we go to y'all.
Dope. One of that dope last year.
I think we go to y'all.
Okay, because last year I think it was the swamp. This year I think it's dope.
Yeah, I think
I'm not sure. But either or, man, it's gonna be a good game because it's gonna be two sorry ass teams.
True.
So somebody will come out. That'll be interesting to watch. But I know Richardson gonna eat that secondary and linebackers alive. Them linebackers don't have no IQ.
Yeah, I think his peak gonna hit next year.
I told you he gonna be fine next year, dog. He just needs some experience.
Next year gonna be his coming out party.
Right. That's all he missing is experience. You gotta remember this is first year really playing.
Exactly.
And you got him going against Kentucky and them, man. Them dudes' defense been together for like a couple years.
Yep, exactly. So that's why I'm trying to tell. Yeah. Oh, like, dude, like we gonna be all right, man. You gotta give it time, man. We got a whole new quarterback, whole new system.
No, Richardson, nice. That boy got
a whole new offense and defense. It's like we got a whole new regime, dog. You gotta give it time.
He got velocity on that. He got velocity on it.
Yeah, he just know how to have touch, man. It's like he always throw a lot of his ball so hard and fast. He just gotta know how to put some touch, man. If he can put some touch and know how to read,
y'all need y'all receivers to grow some hands.
Oh, that
because they be dropping like a mug, boy. If y'all had our receivers, dog, he'll be just fine.
Yeah,
we got receivers. We just ain't got no quarterback. We got that white boy. I don't know why they won't put the white boy in.
To my yeah.
You know the white boy came in the Louisville game when Travis got his ass knocked out. His soft ass. I can't stand him, dog. He's so trash. God, he's so trash, dog. He remind me of Chris Ricks, dog. All day like Chris Ricks.
Oh, God.
Just up and down. Like when he up, and then he go down in the same game, dog.
Yeah. Man, I feel like Jacksonville gonna beat some more. They're gonna beat some teams this year, man. They got a nice team,
man. I told you, dog. I told you Jacksonville finna be nice, dog. I told y'all do not be surprised if they pull that South out. Now them and the Titans, they could beat the Titans because I don't trust Tannehill.
Exactly.
All they can do is keep King Henry in check. They win, dog. That's all they got to do because they could beat the Colts. Matt Ryan done. That white boy done. And the Texans, they going winless, dog. I don't care what anybody say.
True. Man, the only bright spot on the Texas guys, that running back, man.
Man, that dude.
Him and Mechie. If Mechie was playing this year, he'd be doing real good. But he got the cancer thing, and he got to sit out.
Right, so he gonna be good for a while, man, because he didn't even get ran. Damian Pierce didn't even get ran like that in his college career, man, at the Gators at all. They barely even use him.
Exactly.
So
Eric Bieniemy cussing out work for the Chiefs, unlike what the media said. Yeah, but he really didn't even cuss. Yeah, he really didn't cuss Mahomes out. He told Mahomes we're gonna go into the second half. Like, let's just regroup. Mahomes was the one cussing
Right.
at him.
No, right.
Yeah.
My home,
Right.
right. No. Like, what you doing, man? It's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, he was saying that, but dog, he said the reason he was saying that, like I was saying in the video, the reason he was saying that, Mahomes, you was playing like shit. You were playing garbage. Like you weren't even running the plays right. You weren't even staying in the pocket. You had Juju on slants. You had Miko down the seam. You weren't hitting them. Dog, I saw it. You weren't hitting them.
And I didn't like the sets that Tampa was running on defense either, dog.
They weren't.
After watching that game, I was like, man, I said, yeah, man, this defense can do because he out here throwing.
Dog.
I'm like, Patrick Mahomes.
Ravens coach had a dumbass explanation for not kicking the field goal.
Oh yeah, he did.
Man, I told you, dog, John Harbaugh and that whole coaching staff need to be fired. I said that 2 years ago.
I'm gonna basically say it like this. And everybody keep on saying, oh, well, he made a dumb explanation. I was like, no, he knew what the referees was going to do. He knew they are going to screw us. They are screwing us right now. So if y'all play defense and get a stop, they going to screw us.
Either or, shoot. I would have put pressure on them with 3 points instead of 0 points at all. Like, dog, the Ravens in the second half have been terrible for the past 3 years. And they've been terrible in the red zone, especially. I don't know what it is. The Ravens red zone is trash.
Yes. It is.
And dog, and it's because of Harbaugh and Greg Roman. Dog, they need to be let go. They do. Y'all need to bring in some.
I'm gonna basically say it like this. Greg Roman will be fired before John Harbaugh will. No,
well,
that ain't happening.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact.
If he get let go, it will be like a they agreed to part ways situation. They ain't finna just, we firing John Harbaugh.
Of course.
I don't want Lamar Jackson with the Pack Patriots. Y'all gonna ruin it.
No.
Hell no. Y'all line is trash. And Mac Jones and shit, hell no.
Yeah, y'all can't protect Mac Jones. What you
think,
man?
Hell no.
Man.
I said, they'll be like, they'd be like, Lamar goes to the Patriots. And I was like, y'all say our offensive line is terrible. Their offensive line just is worse.
Yeah, Belichick went to 12 Super Bowls. You had Tom Brady, and then he was with Bill Parcells. Like, of course he went to that many Super Bowls. Y'all overrated.
Right.
Man. He's a great D coordinator, but he's not a great head coach to me. I'm sorry. Because he's cost a lot of guys.
He's kind of like he's like the Mark Jackson of the NFL, basically.
Who?
Bill Belichick.
Nah, he ain't Mark Jackson. Hell nah. He didn't really create nothing. He didn't create no team. The team he took with the Patriots, that team was already built by Parcells.
Well, hell, Mark Jackson ain't create no damn team either.
What do you mean he ain't create no team? Dog, he got the Warriors playing good. He molded those players.
Mark Jackson. I mean, what the hell I'm thinking?
Right.
I mean, hold on. Yeah, I'm saying Mark Jackson. I mean, Phil Jackson. Yeah, I'm saying Mark Jackson. I mean Phil. Yeah, I'm talking about Phil. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I said Mark. I got the Jacksons mixed up.
Patriots.
Both last name Jackson. The only difference is one of them black and one of them white.
And I just said that, Leo. Belichick is a great defensive coordinator. He's not a good coach, though. I never said he wasn't a great defensive coordinator. I just feel he's not a head coach.
My only thing is, you gotta look. And I look back at them over, everybody be like, "Oh man, well, why did he leave the Jets job? Because the Jets job was basically handed to him, like, okay, you gonna be the coach. It was something that he saw that he was like, nah, I ain't doing this. No, I'm
because
out.
he would have actually had to be a head coach.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Yeah. And probably the
And then
Jets
they
didn't
tried,
probably
and
want to
then
give
the
him
Jets they tried to block him from going to New England. I said, nope, that ain't gonna work.
No.
and plus the Jets probably didn't want to give him GM
Aaron
power
Rodgers
either.
was called Belichick the GOAT coach. He's not my GOAT. Belichick's probably not. He's not in my
I
top.
think the reason everybody's like, oh, did you hear what
Now, if you're
Belichick said
talking
about
about
Aaron Rodgers? I said, bro, he did that to throw a shot at Tom Brady.
exactly, that's the
Yeah.
only reason why he
And
did it, right? But I mean, he's not in my GOAT conversation. Not as a head coach. He's not better than Parcells. He's not better than Walsh. He's not better than Chuck Noll.
hell, he ain't better
He's
than
not.
Tony
He's
Dungy.
not bet. He's not better than
I
Dungy.
mean, if it's a
He's
coach
definitely not better than
that
Dungy. He's not better
out of
than the
that
coach.
bunch,
He's not better than the coach from the Raiders, the one after John Madden. He's not better than him.
So you talking about
And he's not better than Don Shula. So
Jimmy
I got some
Johnson? He ain't
more.
better than him either.
So I don't care what Aaron Rodgers say. Aaron Rodgers wear women G strings. Does that mean I'm supposed to go wear it? No.
Allegedly.
like I said, everybody talking about, oh, he wears a woman's G-string. I don't care what that man doing. That's his business. I don't care.
No, I'm just making an example. Like if he came out and said go wear women clothing, does that mean he's right to go wear women clothing? I mean, no. It's just like that's all.
They tried to make a big deal out of him saying, "Oh, I took acid." So, at least he honest. How many other players you know that's taking drugs that's trying to hide it?
Yeah, but he's white though, dog. He can get away with that shit. Like, come on, like, let's be honest. You know he could get away from that. Like any white athlete could come out and say they on drugs, done did this. They'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all act like a black person can come out and say that shit. No, we can't.
I ain't talking about just it like a black person. I'm talking about like players in general, black and white.
Okay, but you act like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers came out and said that, you know, he ain't even take the stuff, the googly moogly. And he got a pass.
Yeah,
because he know he could get a pass. Lamar can't say that shit.
Because the Packers was in on it. That's why he felt so comfortable saying it.
I'm not finna give him no kudos for that shit. What that's supposed? We supposed to give him a high five for that?
I ain't saying you gotta give him a high five for it. I'm just letting it be known. Like he said that because he knew what the Packers gonna do. They knew about it and still didn't do nothing.
Bro, he know the NFL and them ain't gonna do nothing to him. He know he white. He good. What are you talking about?
Just like he lied about the jab.
And then people talk about he should get. I said, bro, that ain't finna happen. Whatever y'all thinking that should happen to Aaron Rodgers, I'm letting you know right now. Get it out your head because it ain't finna happen. Just like I said the same thing. I said the same thing with the Miami Dolphins. Whatever you thinking finna happen. Get it out your head. It's not gonna happen.
But Trey, we knew that already. Like nothing you're saying is surprising. Like we're numb to it because we know it's gonna happen. Nobody was talking that or saying that. Because we knew he was gonna get a pass. He always get a pass.
Yeah.
Shit. This dude been getting passes since Super Bowl.
Yep. He get a pass for stinking up the damn joint, but Guzzler Sharp don't never get on him.
Never.
He stink up the damn joint.
Never get on him. It's the offensive line. It's the receiver. It's everybody.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
Talent galore.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you this though. Oh, Shannon been waiting on this day. He been waiting on the day that Tom Brady stinks up the joint.
Oh yeah, he had.
He
Yeah,
been
Of
waiting on
course,
that day.
well, because he's a Tom Brady hater. We know that.
yeah, we know that.
I mean, you're not telling us nothing we don't know.
That's it. I don't like Tom Brady either. It's a lot of them motherfuckers I don't like.
Hey, we gotta watch the F
I
bomb.
don't like Tom. It's like I like Tom, but it's like sometimes
We
it's
gotta
just
watch
like
the F bomb,
Oh, my
Montre.
my
it's like
bad, my
man, come
bad.
on. It's like man, come on, dog. It's like man, come on, dog. Stop. Just stop. Cut it out, dog.
I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't stand Tom Brady, but for what I seen what he did at Tampa Down, I said, you know what, I got to give it to him. You got to give it to
Like
him.
it's nobody's disputing his play. It's
Right.
just all the other stuff he does, all the antics.
Yeah,
When some don't go his way, he cries a lot.
yeah, you do. That's my problem. And then you got people out here deflating balls and all these little handouts they be giving people, like they be doing for
Right.
LeBron in basketball. I don't like the handouts, man.
But they still kicked the even when they had the balls flat. They still kicked the coach's ass. They
Man,
thought it
no,
was a flame to like.
man, no.
I
I
don't know, man. You
disagree
can't.
with that, man.
Like, I don't know. I used to feel the same way, dog. I used to hate Tom
I'm
Brady.
always feel that way, man. It's like we see the politicking, man. We see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's really politicking, man. They every sport got their golden boy.
yeah, that's true. It,
Yeah, that's the
I don't
truth.
know,
They
man. You
do.
got to give it to him, though, man. You got
No,
to give
he
it.
can play,
I
but I
don't,
mean
I don't-
he don't play like he used to. But
my thing with him was I'm like, dog, why are you looking at the referees every time you get sacked or you get hit or you get dealt with? You look into the referees to bail you out all the time. And that used to get on my nerves. I mean, like the time. That's why Suggs don't like him because I believe one time he played and Suggs like he was trying to tackle him and he had let the ball go and he had accidentally ran into his knee. He pointed at his knee and the referee threw a flag.
yeah, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they always cheated Don Ravens.
It's like and even it was so bad that Rodney Harrison was even like, dog, that was just bogus.
Right.
I don't like that favoritism, man. It wasn't like that when I was coming up, man. It was different. The game was played different. People weren't crying like that.
Yeah, they were. A man
No,
came up to
not back
play.
then, man. They weren't crying like this.
Yeah,
Like
they were.
these dudes, no, I don't know any. You
They
know
were
what I'm
crying
saying?
back in the day. Brett Favre, John Elway, all of them dudes. Marino, they was crying to the
Yeah.
refs. Dog. They all did.
No, but not like this, man. Like this is ridiculous, man. Like these
Bro,
dudes,
I
they crying
watched
on
them dudes
everything,
I
man.
watched them dudes growing up. They was crying to the refs too. All them white boys be crying to the refs for a favor.
What a
That's why
white
I
boy,
hated quarterbacks.
yeah.
I hated
Yeah.
quarterbacks growing up. That's why I wanted to play defense because I hated quarterbacks. Quarterbacks always was crybabies. They always were.
Yeah. It
That's
was
why I
different
didn't
though.
like them. All of them were. They all the same. That's why
Really?
Deacon Jones said, if Favre played in our era, we'd have broke that white boy up.
Oh yeah. I
We'd
mean,
have crazy.
that's where I agree with you on that. Like, yeah, the white boys, yeah, but but it was different back then. All of this politic and stuff is ridiculous, man. And it takes the
And
fun.
then,
Like,
and
I'm not
then
as hyped up as I used to be for any game like I used to be. Like, I used to be one to be home at a certain time. Now I don't even care.
Right.
Like, I'm like, yeah, it's recorded. I'll watch it when I get home, but it's even worse in basketball. Like with the crybaby stuff, it's even worse.
Oh yeah, well, basketball players, yeah, it done got worse in their league. It has.
I'm like, y'all ain't tough no more. Because I remember the Pistons back in the day, boy. Man, them dudes was tough, man.
Yeah, they were.
I
Boston
ain't
was
my
dirty as
team.
hell.
Oh yeah, they was dirty. But I'm a Lakers fan, man, and I remember Magic Johnson when they was playing the Pistons. Swear I remember Magic Johnson was talking to Charles Barkley. He said, "Man, when we had to play the Pistons, he just started shaking his head. He said, "Man, I used to be like, all right, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen tonight?" Because they used to just it was just different, man. It was just all this baby stuff, man.
Well, yeah, they made it. Yeah, they baby now because they done softened the league up and stuff, so you can't really do what you want to do no more.
Man, that's what
Especially
Magic Johnson was saying.
defensive. That's basically from the defensive standpoint. You can't do anything anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's how it is. They soften the rules up. That's why I don't try to compare a lot of these young guys to back when they were playing back in our time or even before that. Because even guys from the 60s and 70s, like Jerry West has said plenty of times that he would take Oscar over Jordan and all these guys because they played in that era. The era was different.
Mm-hmm.
So people got to understand it's a different era. And people get mad when Dr. J don't put Jordan in his top 5. And I cussed this one kid out like, bro, that's the doctor. You don't have to put none of these guys in his 5. If the
Yeah, you
doc
don't.
if the doctors say his top 5 is Bill, Will, Kareem, and Oscar and Jerry and them, man, and I mean Elgin Baylor, excuse me, not Jerry, but Elgin Baylor, then that's his top 5. He's
Yeah, that's
solid.
his opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, is Jordan in my top 5? Oh, definitely. But you know what I'm saying? But also, like, I love like Larry Bird, man. Like Larry Bird was that dude, man. Larry Bird was that dude, man.
Yeah, he
Like,
was.
man, like I used to get up in the morning and watch the ESPN classics, hoping to see a Larry Bird game.
Right.
It was fun, like just watching that, man. So they don't do that no more. The ESPN classics, they don't even do that no more. If they might show an old game for a few seconds, but you barely see like an old game and they play the whole thing.
Right.
But yeah, Magic Johnson used to talk about back in the day, and he was talking about Patrick Ewing, and he said how tough he was. I'm like, yeah, Patrick Ewing was tough.
Yeah, Patrick Ewing was. A lot of them guys they played the game how it was supposed to be played. They have fundamentals. These guys don't have it. No fundamentals. They just have all athleticism.
Yeah, they don't care, man, because like that it's the money, and it's like, well, I already got this money, so I'm gonna play like crap. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. A lot of them like they don't care about the sport; they just care about the money.
Yeah, that's facts.
But and then you got these people that 7 foot tall trying to hit threes. Like, what are you doing, man?
Right. But that's the game they wanted to promote is that that's what they're gonna promote. That's just how they do it.
Definitely.
Let's see.
But I wasn't trying to get off topic. But you know,
No, you straight. I'm trying to save this. Yeah, place that. All right. Let's see what y'all saying in the comment section. Kawhi, Jamal Murray back to West finna be good. Yeah, I can't wait to see Jamal Murray come back.
yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Red handed Patriots
Ben
got
Simmons actually played a game. Finally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he played tonight. They gonna be straight if they if Ben do it. If Ben could get a post game, he'll be good. He'll be fine at that four position, what they need on that defensive end. And he can move the ball. That's what they were missing as a point guard down the stretch.
mm-hmm.
They're not staying in college to develop their game. Yeah, that's true too.
That's 100% true.
Mm-hmm. Well, no,
Why
because it's not sports
would
anymore. It's entertainment now. If
Yeah,
they
it's entertainment. Oh, yes, and everything
right,
except soccer. Shit. Everything else is entertainment.
not too many
no, they do it in
Americans
soccer
even
too.
play
They're
soccer.
bad in soccer. They do it in soccer too.
Man, not a man. It's soccer is different. I'm only speaking on soccer because I watch it. It's different, man. It's not so animated in soccer though.
No, it's not animated, but they still control the game
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
got betting lines. Whatever got a betting line to it is controlled.
The only thing I got a problem with is Germany always winning. Like that. That I don't like.
Yeah.
So it is controlled to an extent because Germany always winning, and see, there's plenty of games they should have lost.
Oh, of course, but you know they do that too, man. They got it controlled. It's just they know how to do it better. They know how to sell it better than they do in these other sports because they actually have fundamentals. So it kind of blocks your eye from actually seeing the fix and the script because they actually can play the game. Whereas in basketball, these guys like they don't have the fundamentals like they used to. So they're shooting
Mm-hmm.
all these damn threes and like a team will be up by 20 and then all of a sudden by like 5 minutes later they're down by 15. It's like it's crazy. I've never seen.
Yeah, yeah, that stuff is wild, man.
Yeah, the media does push storylines. I'm still the king. Like whatever the story is, they'll push that story till the end. That's what the NFL do. They push the team and they push stories.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never let the player be bigger than the team. They'll never do that.
Oh, they was they see. I disagree with that because they do it with LeBron. So I disagree with that. But I
No,
see what you're saying.
no. In football, no, they don't do it.
Oh,
In
in football. Oh, okay.
basketball, they do that.
Yeah. Okay. You
Football,
talking about
they don't
football?
do it. Right. No, in basketball, what they were doing is they would push they would push the faces like they push Bird and Magic, but they would make it different during they would put a different team in there to make it not seem so fixed or controlled. And then in the 90s, they pushed Mike and everything, and they had it as him going against like the bad guys, whoever was the team from the West. And
Mm-hmm.
then they had the person they were supposed to go to was Iverson, but Iverson wasn't playing ball, so they went to Shaq and Kobe. And then they were developing Kobe because Shaq he didn't have the media savvy he was very childish. They didn't really want to give it to Shaq. That's why they gave it to Grant Hill when Shaq was there. Because Grant Hill can speak, he's very elegant. So he can talk the talk, walk the walk. And then Kobe had that case. That's when he
And
had to
that's
push.
why.
That's
And that's why when Grant Hill got in the league, he was a moving target for
yeah.
every team he went against because they hated him.
I mean, they hate. I mean, I don't think they hated him. They just wanted to beat
Like
him.
they didn't hate his no, they didn't hate his game. They loved his game, but they didn't like how he was being pushed. Like they didn't like oh he's the heir apparent to Michael Jordan.
Right. And he
They
backed
didn't like that.
Yeah, he backed it up on the court. He was whooping their ass every night. And then he'll throw hands with your ass too. He fought Kendall
Mm-hmm.
Gill. He fought Kendall Gill in the back. Because Kendall Gill was popping off. And he had to show Kendall Gill, man, don't let that shit fool you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that game. During Landry era. Yeah, Dallas was the glamour team. Pittsburgh was the Steel City.
Uh-huh.
Would always push that the blue collar versus the glamour boys.
And everybody's like, man, what? I was like, dog. My opinion, I felt like this is just my opinion. I just felt like the Steelers were hypocrites in the 70s because everybody was talking about how bad the Raiders was. And the Raiders, they're the bad team. They're the bad boys. They do this, they do that. I was like, Pittsburgh does the same exact thing the Raiders do.
Pittsburgh was they cheated the Oilers and they cheated the Raiders. All them
Good.
years should have lost them games.
Al Davis forced Chuck Noll to come into court and basically admit to the court that he was telling the players to like do dirty tactics and do dirty moves and dirty plays.
Yeah, boy, Al Davis won against the league. That's you think they're gonna let that go unjust? And you just beat them in court and expose them? And the league was gonna punish Al Davis every time they wanted to. So they cheated the Raiders. Them teams the Raiders had should have beat the Steelers every day.
Not every day.
They should have. The Raiders teams was loaded.
The Raiders was good though. They was knocking some stuff out back then.
They were getting screwed and shit in the games. Because they was pushing that damn Joe Green and all, and Terry Bradshaw. They used to push that white boy all the time.
Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw.
I'm gonna talk a little bit because the Steelers is my team, so yeah, I'm a little biased. But every team has done some some dirty stuff, and I be telling people that like don't think your team ain't never did nothing dirty. Every team that did something dirty.
But no, my thing was with them was it was like, how come y'all never say nothing when they did it, but when the Raiders was doing it, it was they're a dirty team.
Man, they was the Boston Celtics of the NFL. The Boston Celtics were the dirt. I swear I used to watch them.
They were
everybody talk about the Pistons. I'm like, man, the Celtics was dirty, and so was the damn 76ers. Both of them assholes used to be throwing cheap shots and everything. Nobody bring that up. They only bring up the Pistons because punk ass Jordan was getting knocked around, crying like a little bitch.
No, not Jordan, man.
Not
Jordan.
I couldn't stand Jordan crying.
I told my cousin that. He was like, no, man. He said, man, the 76ers ain't do that. That's why we ain't win no championship. I said, no, that don't mean y'all gonna win because y'all punching people on the court. That don't mean y'all gonna win.
That's why Dr. J and Bird used to fight all the time because both teams was dirty.
Right. Exactly.
They used to fight all the time. And then Bill Laimbeer, the Pistons.
They used to be throwing blows like when you was talking about Shaq and Barkley, when Barkley slammed Shaq. I remember that game. He wasn't having that.
Shaq ain't want no parts of Barkley, man. Shaq took him out the
game. And Barkley didn't want no parts of him. And Barkley was like, dude, I know this dude is going. If he hit me, I'm going to the ground.
You talking about Shaq soft ass? Shaq.
What? He said Shaq.
Man, they don't get the hell out of here.
Hey, that came out. Those are the words that came out of Barkley's mouth. They ain't come out of mine. Barkley
said that for PC behind closed doors. Man, Shaq was weak. You ain't hear when he went to Phoenix and them other team in LA. They said how weak he was to be his size. He was letting the old ass Dikembe Mutombo push him around in game one. He started crying like a bitch the rest of the series.
I'll say that I've seen Shaq turn into Kane from WWE on the court. So I don't want to call him soft, but I'm talking about he turned
into Kane because he always used to go at the small guys.
No, he went after big dudes too, but
like who?
But when he went after Barkley wasn't having it.
How tall was Barkley? 6'4", right?
That's what I'm saying. But
Okay, who
but
else did he go
that's
at? Who
still
else
So
did
tall
he
what
though.
go
you
at that
6'4" is
was
tall.
big?
what would you would have done to Shaq? It's like that's the only thing Charles could do
I'd
was
have
hold
punched him
him.
in his shit. I'd have done
He
like
said,
Alvin Robertson. Alvin Robertson did the same thing. Alvin Robinson was smaller than him. That boy was scared of Alvin Robinson. Robinson gonna whoop his ass.
I mean, but
You don't think
6'4",
size mean anything, dude? I done fought dudes 6'7", 6'8", boxing gloves
yeah,
and without. That don't
yeah, it
mean
don't mean
shit.
nothing. It don't mean
What
nothing.
that supposed to mean? Y'all act like as a person tall, you supposed to get out of here, dog. Stop it.
Yeah, that don't mean
Stop
nothing
it,
because
dog.
right.
Y'all really wilding if y'all think Shaq, man, please. Shaq was a teddy bear.
Like I said, if
I won't call him that, boy.
I'm
Never
not
mind.
fair. I'm
I'll
not.
call him that. He was a teddy bear.
Big homie said I'll call him that.
Yeah, he always loved to fight the dudes smaller than him, just like Kevin Garnett. They always fought dudes shorter than them. But when somebody they
Nah,
size
Kevin
check their
Garnett.
ass, they back down.
Kevin Garnett. I'm like, bruh, I saw you against Antonio McDyess. You ain't want no parts of that.
But no, man,
He tried to get to with Antonio McDyess. He started backing up. I was like, what you backing up for?
what you backing up? No, man, no, but we not gonna act like Shaq didn't fight big dudes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
But
he fought the softest dudes in
I don't
America.
know,
He ain't
man.
never stepped to the biggest, the toughest dudes.
What
Never.
what about when he fought Patrick Ewing on the court? They was throwing fists.
Yeah. They
That
were
wasn't him. That was Zoe and
No,
Larry.
yeah.
that was Shaq because Patrick Ewing was talking about. He said he's like, oh yeah, we friends now, but he said back then they didn't really like each other like that. That's why they
No,
was always
Patrick
getting each
Ewing,
other faces.
yeah, they didn't like each other, but
Oh,
Patrick Ewing didn't like him because Shaq was getting all this praise and Shaq won shit. His game was trash. They
Oh,
all knew it.
Shaq wasn't trash,
He
man.
was trash. Shaq game was trash as hell. All he had was that
compared
football move. He'll
like
duck his
he
shoulder.
said,
He'll
like
duck his
I
shoulder
said,
like
anytime
this. He do this move here.
Huh?
Duck his shoulder like this every time in offensive foul. They never
I
called it.
didn't care. Like I said, Patrick Ewing, they would have got rid of you for Shaq if you wouldn't have never went up there crying to James Dolan. Period.
Well,
Good.
yeah, I mean, I would have got rid of him for Shaq then too, because Shaq was younger. Patrick was done. Patrick was done in '94. He was done. His knees was shot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was done. And I remember that. I seen that. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Just like what's his name? Same thing happened to him. Well, shit happened to a few players. They just you could
Oh
tell that
no,
it was over with.
Kobe kicked Shaq ass out. Him and Phil. Because when they
Yeah,
signed him back, he said he don't want them back on the team. He kicked them off. After Shaq made that comment comparing him to Penny, that pissed his ass
good.
off. Yeah, he kicked Shaq off the damn team. Him and Phil. Phil wrote that ridiculous book called
Yeah, yeah.
He was done with Phil. Phil had to grovel back to Kobe to get back on the team because he didn't want him back. And they talked and he cussed Phil out and said, dog, why you ain't never talked to me? You could have told me that in private all the time. And Phil apologized, like, my bad, Kobe. I was just full of myself. I have the ego. I
No,
was carried by
I don't
you,
believe
Shaq
that.
and Jordan. I
Yeah,
apologize.
he said that to his face, but probably he's like, you doggone right. You doggone right I said that. And if I had a chance to do it again, I would say it again.
Phil Jackson ain't say that shit. The hell out of here. Phil was groveling to Kobe to get back on it. He wasn't finna come back to LA.
That's true.
Kobe ran
That is
LA.
that is true because he was about to
Stop
be
it.
done. He
Man,
was
Trey,
about to be
Trey,
done.
Trey over here spinning shit
Good.
like a spin
I'm
cycle.
just saying. I'm just
I
saying.
know.
Like, yeah, of course he gonna say that.
Phil ain't
Uh,
have no balls like that, dude.
Phil is the
Yeah.
type of dude. Phil is the type of dude. I knew what type of dude Phil was. Phil's the type of dude that'll tell you something to your face in private. He'll say,
No, he
"Well,
wasn't. Phil, yeah, he'll say it in private. Now you right about that.
That's
But
what I
Phil
was
ain't gonna
saying. I
say it in
wasn't
your
saying like,
face.
oh, he went to Kobe like, oh yeah. I'm like, no, he probably. I said he told him, yeah, I was wrong to his face, but private, he was like, if I had a chance to do that over again, I would have said
Okay,
it.
so how many soft ass dudes we know like that, Trey?
Yeah.
Do
There's
that.
a bunch.
Okay, then. So he's one of
Yeah,
them.
because remember,
Right.
because I remember Phil said this publicly. He said we need Kobe, and that's why he wanted him back. He said I
Exactly.
need you on this team.
Yeah,
'Cause
you know he needed Kobe because Kobe was out there busting his ass and helping the team. That's why he said, like, he said that Kobe was better with his teammates than Mike. He said that because Kobe
yeah,
did training with his teammates. Mike was a damn dictator. And
yeah,
everybody, all these Jordan fans get mad. I'm like, bro, what is y'all mad about, dog? Phil just told
And,
you.
and when they saw the documentary and all the stuff came out about him being a bad teammate and all that, they was like, "Oh well, they won 6 championships, so it worked." I'm like, "Nah, son."
they only, but people
Oh
only saying
yeah,
that because
Derek
it's
Carter.
Jordan.
You talking about what's his name? Brad Miller. And then he was finna punch him and he missed him. I remember that. And Shaq didn't even throw the punch right. He had to punch like a female. Like the
Yeah,
female had their hands turned and then swing instead of just hit him in the back of the head. That's why I was like, y'all be giving this dude way too much credit. Shaq cannot fight at all. He had white boy in perfect range. And he swung like a female and
hell
missed
no.
and then fell on him, dog. I was on the floor crying. My brother hit me up saying, bro, you right, dog. You right, dog. Shaq ain't shit. As I told you, that big softy can't fight. He always fights somebody shorter than him or
But
smaller.
people think not all the time, but people think people can fight because they tall. Like people
Right.
do think like that.
Yeah. I remember Grant Hill slammed Morning. Yeah, he slammed Morning. Grant Hill wanted all the smoke. See,
He
you
so
gotta
did.
understand, Grant Hill grew up, his dad was the famous, I forgot, he played football, I think, running
They
back.
get that Calvin Hill or something like that.
Yeah, he won soft. But see, they thought because he was born in a privilege, because he a middle class guy like I am. So me and him had to fight to prove ourselves because everybody think because you ain't from the hood, you can't fight. So every time I went to visit my
Of course,
cousin,
you came from.
Trey, hold on, let
Oh,
me
my
finish, bro.
bad, my
Finish.
bad.
Before you do your thing, let me finish. I'll let you have the floor. But me and Grant Hill grew up the same, middle class Americans with working mother and father. So everybody think if we had silver spoons in my mouth, me and him. So every time I visited my cousins would whoop my ass because they were from the hood and they from the country. So whenever I go out to the country or I would go to the hood in the city, they would box me up. So that's how I got that toughness. So every time I played, nobody want punk on me, or I would have to go deal with them. So they thought because Grant Hill was from that background, he was soft, and that's why Grant Hill had to fight all the time. All the time. And then he used to whip their ass. And I had to whoop
You so
their ass
good.
to let them know, dog, I'm not soft. Now, did we get our ass whooped before? Yeah, of course. Because we were getting our ass whooped. I got my ass whooped plenty of times as a kid. But I grew to get tougher. I had to box. They put me in them gloves. They put me in without the gloves. I had to fight in high school down the street. My homeboy we fought 2-3 minute rounds, all of that shit. So you can't judge books by their cover and think somebody, if they ain't from a certain part, they ain't got no dog in them. I know plenty of dudes in the hood we was around, they ain't had no dog in them. They used to get punked worse than I did by my cousins. Cousins used to slap the shit out their ass, like right there, because they were soft. So I'm just saying, you got they used to think he was soft as hell, and it's not. You got to be careful with people that you test, because people think because they see you on YouTube or see you on the street, you soft, and dog, they not. 9 times out of 10, them dudes know something you don't know, and they whoop your ass, and then you got to go tell another story to your boys, like, man, they jumped me by 5 of them. Yeah, Phil from Wyoming. I can't take him serious. You stupid. I ain't never known nobody from Wyoming But they probably got some tough cornbread eating white boys from there now. Kobe got Mike Brown up out of there. Yeah, Mike Brown can't coach. he a good assistant, but he's not a good head coach. Bird said he would rather play with Kobe over LeBron. Mentioned Kobe's toughness and wanting to win. If you want to have fun, play with LBJ. No, he didn't say Mikhail. No, he said that he got Bill Walton on the team and they were teammates. They were best friends. He said they had a lot of fun, but they never really challenged each other. You understand? Him and Mikhail didn't like each other.
What can at that time? Can Bill Walton? Bill Walton was done.
No, he was done, but he was a good guy coming off the bench for them. He would get some boards. Like he was a good role player. And he had a high IQ. So guys like that you would want on your team because he has a high IQ. He knows how to get the rebounds, box out, pass from the post. Bill Walton was an underrated passer. So what Bird was saying is that, you want to have fun, then, I would play with Bill Walton or LeBron. But if I want to win, I'm going to play with Kobe because Kobe challenges you mentally and physically. And that's what's missing in today's game. We don't have guys like everybody want to be cool with each other and buddies. Everybody want to be buddies and everything.
That's why when everybody was talking about when that whole thing was going on with LeBron and Draymond, I said, bro, Draymond likes him for real. Y'all just don't know it. Then when they see the whole segment with him in the barber chair, they was like, what is he doing in the barber chair? I said, see, I told you.
Well, they got into it because it was something behind closed doors because Draymond was chilling with LeBron a lot and he was telling a lot of ideas and stuff business-wise. Like KD, he was telling the stuff that KD would tell him. He would tell it to LeBron. And KD got pissed off at that and it kind of spilled over with him not passing him the ball. Then they started arguing about something else and Draymond was finna go whoop his ass in the back. So they had to get KD out of there and put him out of there and stuff. And they basically came down, Myers and them, and cleaned it up and stuff because they were finna trade Draymond that season because they were getting tired of him. Because if you remember, Steve Kerr and Draymond don't get along. Steve Kerr don't like him at all because he feels he's disrespectful. He's an asshole. And he's just he oversteps when he disrespected Kerr real bad, and they were finna trade him then. And I think it was the season they went to the championship and lost that year to LeBron and them. It was that season. Kerr was finna get rid of his ass. Kerr was tired of him because he stepped way over the line. And Kerr was like, "Don't you ever do that again, or you out of here." And he told him. And Draymond, and when they lost that finals, Kerr went over there and told him, yo, we'll get him next time. Kerr could have been an asshole and said, yeah, that's what you get. Stank breath, but, What's up, T?
What up, though?
Chilling, man. Got to see the Yams get their ass whooped tonight. It was a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. Like, they kept it simple. You know what I'm saying? It's like, run the damn ball.
You see when you listen to Coach HD, you win, but when you want to listen to Sean McVay, you lose,
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, but it's like, that's the whole thing about tonight. About, Kyle Shanahan. You got all that running power. You know what I'm saying? All that ability out the backfield.
Yeah.
And you want to have Jimmy G throw the ball 40 times a game. He threw the ball like 25 times tonight, and he had
27, which is good.
That's excellent.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying?
I would have kept it at 25, but hey, 27's pushing it, but that's good.
Well, I can't complain about that.
Yeah. I am. I'm nitpicking. So go ahead. You good?
I'm like, dude, you like a coach that a player can have a perfect game, and you be like, "Up, you false stepping."
But hold up. You know why I do that? Because when it comes to the biggest game to win for all the marbles, that perfect game you had, if I didn't correct you on that little bitty shit you did, what if you do that shit in the championship game when we need it the most? Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro, you gotta, I told my cousins this, and my cousins have been straight in sports. They come to me all the time and tell me, yo, man, I thought I had a raw game, but I messed up because I did something I wasn't supposed to do, and we lost the game. Because I told them, you keep doing that bullshit, trying to showboat a little bit, have that ball out a little bit, somebody gonna poke that bitch out. And guess what they did? Fumble, and they lost by 1 point. I'm just, it's the little things, bro. Like, facts.
Yeah, I agree.
I remember
that's real, man. You can't. That's showboating to get you in trouble.
One coach I knew that used to do that too, and you're probably familiar with the guy. Jack Del Rio did that to Ray when they was in a playoff game. I guess it was the Denver game, the wild card game.
I know what you're talking
about. Ray had a perfect game. Ray had, I think he got a pick in that game, if I'm not mistaken. But he had a perfect game. He said he looked at the tape. He was like, and graded it. He said it's a what? He gave him 100. He said, hold on, wait a minute. He was like, hold on, wait a minute. No player is that perfect. He went back. He said, I got it right there. I called him false stepping.
Yeah, you can't be showboating, man, in no games, man. You can't be showboating, man.
In Leon Litt's case, they was up by like 40 or 50.
Man, I'm still not showboating.
Well, Bird and Mikhail, yeah, they had a rivalry. Bird didn't like Mikhail, bro. Like, people didn't know this. Mikhail, they had to sit down and they used to talk. They talked about it. I forgot. It's that shit that Zeke did. Like, they did the same shit that Zeke and I think it was Joe. Or no, was it Zeke and it was Zeke Sally, I think, and it was James.
Zeke and Magic.
No, not the Zeke and Magic thing. They were watching the film when the play came when they called that bullshit foul on Kareem. It was Zeke. Who was there? I think it was Joe, or no, it wasn't Joe. It was Zeke and who was it?
James Worthy.
No, yeah, Worthy was on the other side, but it was another Piston there with him. And they were saying, and both him and Zeke was like, come on, James, you know that one a foul. And James be like, listen, man, I'm just going with what the ref said.
It's like when they asked Tom Brady, like, bro, you like when they did that 30 for 30, and Charles Woodson was like, come on, man, you know that was a fumble. Come on, be real, dog. That was a fumble.
That was a fumble, though. I watched it. Yeah. I watched it, but T, man, shoot, I've been seeing some little, some pre, you know what I'm saying?
So what?
Some little preseason,
basketball.
Yeah, something called volleyball, but I got you.
You said volleyball.
Try not to give you the whole 100%. Give you about 95.
Listen, Dad, you was watching it, man. You know what I'm saying? You was peeping it out, man. You probably liked what you saw too. You know what I'm saying?
No, I like what I saw with the Raptors. I like the Raptors. I watched them again today. I like their team.
Okay,
they got a nice team. The Nets, dog, if Ben Simmons, dog, actually plays, dog, they could be dangerous if they connect. And they got some depth too. They got some good young talent off that bench.
But is he going to play? You know what I'm saying?
No, he played. He played the game. He played today.
It's preseason, no.
Right. Exactly. Is he gonna play?
Well, That's why I was like, man. Then they was talking about, man, did you see what happened to the Suns? I said, man, what happened to the Suns? They played some. I don't know what that team was. They played some G League team or whatever. I'm
The
like,
39ers or whatever they were called, 36ers or something. I'm like,
He said the 36ers. them dudes half a 76er, bro.
yeah,
That's
somebody
bad.
used that meme. That had me rolling. They changed the logo and everything. It said 36.
yep.
Yeah, matter
I
of
was
fact,
like,
the Pistons play the Knicks tomorrow preseason and shit.
I ain't even watched the 76ers and Nets
Oh, they do?
preseason game. I just
Yep.
caught I just saw it on YouTube. People I think I saw a ticket reacting to it, but I was like, oh, they played tonight? I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, talking about the Nets, they look trash. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even see what happened.
No, I'm saying that's what his title said. But Ticket take every game serious in basketball.
It's preseason.
because he played. I think he played ball.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Balls overseas. He played ball overseas.
Yeah, he take it serious. He take it serious, man. Like T take his movies, man.
But it's just preseason. Like half of the time, I watch preseason whenever I can. It ain't even.
No, I mean on preseason, you just want to see the other players and see.
I just want to see the bench and
you just want to see
that's not not like the top superstars.
Right, you want to see how much depth your team have, and see if they're gonna have guys because it's gonna be injuries throughout the year. So you got to see if somebody can fill that position for the star to come back. That's all preseason is. And to see what plays like y'all run well and what plays y'all don't.
When's the season? 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. 2 weeks from now, yeah.
Like I said, it don't really start to pick up no steam until probably December.
Game day is always good.
Game day is
always good. Like that first week is always good, but then it slows down.
Basketball don't pick up until February, dog. That's when it pick up. Because everybody's still in football mode.
Game day is normally good though in NBA. And then
after February,
it slows down for the next few weeks until Christmas. And then it picks up again, then it slows down again, then it kicks into gear again in February.
Yeah, it comes in after February. But Christmas, they ain't gonna really do nothing because football got Christmas too this year.
Christmas on a Sunday this year?
No, I think it's on a Wednesday or Thursday or something.
I thought normally the NFL season ends before Christmas, the week before.
It always ends.
New Year's.
It always ends New Year's or the first day of January. That's when the season ends for football. He said them dudes weren't even trying. It's preseason. Yeah, we know that, but Ticket don't play, man, about that basketball. Ticket will fight you about that basketball, boy. He'll be outside ready to slap the hell out your ass about that basketball. He don't play that. So T looking forward to his Pistons playing, man. Who you finna look out for, T, this year?
Listen, we got a young core. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see how well they come together. You know what I'm saying? If this team could have some chemistry, man, which, everybody has a different kind of play style and shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's no one ball dominant guy like that. So I want to see that. Yeah, I seen the nigga Nick K. He didn't put up 15 pounds and shit. So he done got stronger over the off season and shit.
We play y'all tonight.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
yeah,
you know, it's today.
it is 1 yeah, it is 1 a.m.
Yeah.
They probably y'all overseas. Y'all up in Japan somewhere.
Nah, it's at the Garden, I think. Tomorrow at 7.
I think so, yeah. Let me check. Yeah, I think it's at the Garden.
Yeah. I want to see what that kid that got drafted by Houston, because from what I see, he's pissed.
Who?
He was pissed off draft night. What's his name? The dude that was supposed to go to Orlando, but they chose Pablo.
No, he was never coming to. You talking about Green?
Nah, you
Or
talking?
no, Smith. Ain't his name Smith?
Nah, the dude
Yeah.
that what's his name? The dude they got instead of like you said, instead of getting Paulo. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
they got Pablo.
It was what is that dude's? I can't even think of his name right now.
Yeah, they were saying we were gonna get him, but I didn't want him. I wanted Paulo because we didn't have nobody who could create a shot on our damn team. And he's better
And
for
when he found out that
Jabari Smith. Yeah, that's his name, Jabari
Smith. Okay, yeah,
Jabari Smith. When Jabari
Yeah,
Smith found out that Paulo went ahead of him, he was pissed.
Yeah. I mean, he was pissed. I mean, I don't know. I just think that's his mannerism. He looked like that.
Cause when he sat at that table, he sat at that table and Houston picked him. He was like, he just sitting there like, they picked this dude over me. Like,
No, he wasn't looking like that. Jabari always looked like that. He looked like that in college. That's just his mannerism. He's very just like to himself and quiet. You weren't mad about that and shit with Paulo. He better be lucky he ain't go to OKC because it ain't shit out there.
Nothing.
He better be happy Chet took his spot. And LeBron hurt him before the damn game.
Yeah, he's done for the year, right?
I think so.
like I said, that dude's fragile anyway. I can blow on him, he'll fall over.
Yeah, facts, man. He's a fragile guy. That's why I don't see why they were hyping him up. They were trying to force him.
Like they was like, well, he did this in the summer league. I said when he went up against Big Boy, Lofton from Louisiana Tech, that dude.
Often took his milk and cookies.
That was like, man, what's going on? I said, yeah, you might be taller, but he bigger and he moving you back.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I think it was kind of the foregone conclusion that he was gonna need a couple years at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to get his weight up.
I'm like, man, that's my only problem with him. I'm like, from what I see, he can shoot, he can rebound, and all these other things. He just need to put some weight on.
Yeah, you're gonna be out there getting pushed around and shit, injury prone if he don't take care of himself. You know, NBA ain't no volleyball and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can mess around. You can step on somebody's shoe and hurt your ankle. Just about stepping on somebody's shoe.
Yeah. So, yeah, durability gonna be his thing.
Yeah, pretty much. That's gonna be his problem, unless he puts some damn muscle on his ass. But I don't know how much he could put on him with that frame.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, I'll be like, dog, I don't know what you got to do to put on some muscle, put on some weight, but you need to do it ASAP.
Man, he better go to LeBron camp.
It ain't like they got the big bruising centers like that no more. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, but you don't want to be out there looking like a stick.
That's what I'm saying though. You ain't even there.
It's like you
gonna
Sean,
get pushed around by them
it's like
niggas.
you Sean Bradley. You almost like Sean Bradley. Sean Bradley look like a stick. I'm like, who in the world? How in the world did he get drafted? Well, who in the world drafted this dude?
You know
Like,
he was white.
he's 7'6". I'm like, yeah, he's 7'6", but he look like a stick man.
More importantly, he was white. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yep. And then everybody was like, man, it's just. And I'm like, only thing I remember about Sean brother, he was just getting dunked on.
Yeah, wasn't nobody tripping off no Sean Bradley. When Philadelphia drafted him, everybody knew that was gonna be a bust.
Right.
And then everybody was like, oh man, I was like, yeah, Christian Layla would have panned it out had he not gone to Minnesota.
Right.
I mean, the Christian Laettner had a decent career. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't gonna play like that in the wasn't nobody gonna build no team around no damn Christian Laettner. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna get that kind of shine like he did in college. He wasn't that kind of player. But you know what I'm saying? Like a good backup and shit. He was a decent backup for years and shit. Better than I thought he would do.
Because everybody thought he was all right. He's basically gonna be a bust. I'm like,
yeah, you knew it.
Nah, he wasn't a bust. Wasn't a bust. He just didn't.
I mean, he wasn't gonna be no superstar like he was in college and shit.
Who you talking about, Laettner?
Yeah.
Oh, I always knew Laettner was gonna be a role player. You could tell.
Yeah, role player. That's it.
Right. The guy who I felt like could have been something, but I think he got in an accident. The guy who on the Duke team that could have been something, Bobby Hurley, but he got hurt, and he was never the same again.
Bobby
Hurley, I never was sold on Bobby Hurley. I just thought he was. I thought he was a system guy. He was good in the system. But if you were to I didn't see that at all.
Bobby Hurley was he again just like Christian Laettner and shit. Like, you could do that in the system over at Duke and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the NBA, dog.
Well, I think once he had the accident, that was like, okay, that's over with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He could shoot, but that was about it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as far as Chris Webber goes, you can ask Larry Bird about Chris Webber because he'll tell you everything you need to know. I remember they did that Dream Team documentary. He was like, man, if guys like this is coming into the league, I need to get up out of here.
Yeah, Chris Webber was a problem.
Yeah, Webber was a beast.
Like,
that was my third best power forward of the 2000s.
And everybody was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Dog, this dude when he was in high school, he had an NBA body. He could have, if he really wanted to, he could have said, man, I don't want to go to college. I'm going to the NBA."
Yeah.
I think by then they cut it off that you couldn't. No, they didn't. I think that was 2007.
It wasn't too many players doing
it. Who opened it back up was Sean Kemp and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't too many players doing it. Then Kevin Garnett.
They said they was like after that, no more straight from high school. I think it was Brendan Jennings, right?
I think
it was Brendan Jennings.
That was like the last year, and then they started making it where
it was like 07. I think they stopped that.
The last player I think they did that was Dwight Howard.
No, Dwight Howard wasn't the last one. No, he wasn't the last one.
What year was that? What year did he come into the league? Because it was around that time.
05, 06.
Okay, no. So
I think he came in the league 04, 05, something like that.
Yeah, so it was like Brandon Jennings because they what they
Yeah, it
did is
was
they
Brendan
just
Jennings. Yeah.
No, Brandon Jennings went overseas.
See,
And he played for 1 year and he came back. Like, because they said if you turn, like, I think if you were 18 or whatever, like you were 19, excuse me.
you had to be at
legal.
least 19
Right.
or play 1 year of college ball and shit.
Right,
You
but
know
he
what I'm
but he
saying?
went overseas and played that 1 year, and then he turned 19. He came
He
back.
came back and went
Right.
to the league. Yeah, so
Right.
so maybe Dwight Howard was the last person.
Might have been. Yeah, Trey might be right on that. Trey be knowing his shit. He just go far right and left at the same time.
Shit at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm.
And salute to everybody in the stream. I'm my big homie.
All right, Montrese, man. Hey, appreciate you coming by, man. Much love, dog. Thanks for everything, bro.
Most definitely, I gotta show my support, bro.
Yeah, be safe, bro.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a new guy there, man. He came that night when we were talking about that Yayo stuff, man. And I was flaming everybody. That was a game fan.
Oh, well, you talked about what I said.
Yeah, when you said
thing.
Yeah. And then Game people get bad coming here talking about, man, Game helped GU. And I'm like, Game wasn't nowhere to be.
When did this narrative pop up? Like, I haven't heard this ever in my life until recently. Like,
dog, because Game was on there talking about he wrote that "What's Up, Game." That remember 50 had that song, "What Up, Blood? What Up, Cuz? What Up, Gangsta?" Talking about he made that song. And I'm like, Game, you never were around when he made
Game wasn't even around until 3 years later, like 2-3 years later.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get it, but you know these kids, man, these young kids sensationalize in what Wack and Game say. Wack and Game said they wrote that.
How? I never heard Game say that. I heard Wack say that, but I ain't never heard Game say it.
Okay, well, Wack might have been the only one to say it, but Wack said it.
And who the hell was Wack?
Yeah, you know, he always gonna say some crazy shit.
Wack didn't, like, dog, I didn't know who Wack was until like 2015, bro. I'm like, man.
Wait a minute. If Game wrote that, then how long have you and Game been around each other? Because I don't remember you being around Game.
Game was just doing mixtapes. Like, when I first heard Game was when he was beefing with Joe Budden in like 2004. That was the first time I heard Game. I was like, what up, Gangsta and all that? That was like 2 years prior to that.
If I was Game, I would have slapped DJ Clue for that, because he the one that caused that.
You wouldn't have put hands on Clue. Niggas would have put hands on him.
Yeah, facts.
Because he the one that started that whole thing with him and Joe Budden. Because for some funny reason, you got Joe Budden on the song with Game to make it look like Game was going against 50. And 50 called Game. He was like, wait a minute, I don't know nothing about no Joe Budden being on no mixtape.
Game didn't even have nothing to do with G Unit yet.
Right.
Like, that was a whole separate thing. Like,
that was before G Unit. That's when he that's when he wasn't with them. Like, listen, Game dropped Untold Story, and then he dropped some other shit, and then he got signed with Aftermath. He was on the label before 50, and he was about to get dropped.
I already know that.
Yeah, 50 didn't bring him over there, dog. He was done.
Yeah, 50 didn't bring him over there till like beginning of 05.
And 50 didn't bring him over there and be like, yo, this nigga is like the super hottest nigga. I gotta have this nigga. He was doing that as a favorite.
I messed with Game though.
And also he got credit for what Game sold on documentary. Remember, they split it with him too.
Right.
Yeah,
but
mess with him.
Game was dope. Like, I mean, like Game was definitely dope. Like,
because like I told everybody, I knew what 50 was doing. I'm like, people was like, what do you mean you knew what 50 was doing? I said, bruh, he was finna do a whole G Unit movement around the United States He like, okay, I got the East Coast on lock. Let me go to the West Coast and get some West Coast artists from the West Coast. Okay, I got the West Coast on lock. Let me go down south and get some Southern artists. He was finna do a whole movement around the United States.
Yeah. Yeah, like by the time Game had got there, G Unit had already taken off.
G Unit was already popping for like 3 years, bro.
Yeah.
With the mixtapes and all of that stuff, way before Get Rich or Die Trying to even come out yet. G Unit was on fire.
Man, I that's why I was kind of confused too. Like, where did this come from and shit, Dad? Cause
I don't know. Like,
the first time I saw Game was in the club. The In the Club video. That's the first time I saw him. I didn't know who he was.
Man, that's some good old fashioned revisionist history right there. Shit, you know?
Man, that's some bullshit they keep making up online.
Mofos like trying to change history. Like, dude, you know, this is only like 15 years ago, right? Like, mofos ain't that far. I know these young mofos don't like to go backwards.
And that song he had, on the
hold on real quick, y'all. T. I'm 33, 30 and 1. Scrubs 38, 25 and 1. One True's 32, 31 and 1. S Young's 33, 30 and 1, and you're 37, 26 and 1. So Scrub caught up to you.
Ah, mother. How the fuck that happened? I mean,
F-bomb, T.
Yeah, my bad.
But I feel you though. I feel you.
Shit.
Yeah, it is. You know what messed you up?
Was too. What?
Yeah.
Lions and Seahawks. I know. I think I picked the Lions.
No. It was the Lions was one, but what messed you up was the ATL game. ATL won.
Oh, they won. Yeah, they did. Garbage.
And
also I didn't think that was gonna happen either.
And the Broncos game, you picked Sierra. We picked Black Hope.
I saw that too.
That's what messed you up. It really wasn't the Lions game because everybody got killed with the Lions, but it was the other games, and then LJ losing in that screw job to the Bills, so that messed us up too.
I finally saw that shit too. You know,
you saw it? You saw that BS?
Yeah,
horrible. Like, and
he was trying to justify it after the game. It's like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? So you don't trust your defense at all? That's what you telling me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why Marcus Peters on the sideline going at it with him about that.
Yeah, it's like that's supposed to be your strongest weapon is the defense, right?
Yep. That's what you paid all that money to, right?
And then John,
that's why they pulled Marcus Peters back. He was mad about that. He was about to fade John Harbaugh on the sideline.
He needed it, dog. He needed it.
He was pissed the hell off.
And Marcus Peters would have got his ass beat.
By who?
John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh don't play that shit.
Okay.
No, Marcus Peters would have wiped with John Harbaugh.
Yeah, okay. You shooting bell to somebody about to get his head beat in. That's cool.
Hey, you remember Marcus
I
Peters?
know. Marcus Peters is a top dude now, but
crazy.
Marcus Peters would have choked the shit out that white boy. Dog. They'd had to call the cop security to get his hands off his neck.
That's more or less what I was thinking.
No, that's more or less what I know. That's more or less what I know. Peters is not rap tight. So he did the right. They did the right thing, pulling him over there and talking with him, and so trust me.
Yeah, I that was just really a retarded decision.
But I'm gonna say it like LJ said after the game. If I would have made the play, wouldn't nobody be talking about that?
Well, that's LJ. He supposed to say that. He the leader of the team.
Right. And
he supposed to say that.
He doing what the coach asked him to do.
Right. You know, that's LJ. If LJ wouldn't have said that, I'd have been mad. But LJ's supposed to say that. He the leader of the team. You ain't supposed to throw your coach under the bus and you the leader of the team. You got to keep the team in order. You the quarterback.
Yeah, Harbaugh need his ass whooped for that shit.
Yeah,
he need his ass whooped badly.
Yeah, you wasted all.
But like I said, they knew they were screwed when old boy made that tackle.
Yeah, I know that they were screwed, but dude, they still were up. They would have still been up 3, and they kicked the field goal. They would have been tied. They could have went to overtime, had something happen, because if you think about it, outside of those 2 picks that Lamar threw the ball almost 70%. He was at 70% almost throwing the ball. Josh Allen was at barely 50%.
And so then his guys
away and actually had an offensive coordinator call a real game plan, because his game plan sucked in the second half, especially. They would have won by 4 touchdowns. The Bills was not that good. They were terrible.
I'm gonna basically tell you what was killing the Bills defense. That run game was killing them, defense, because once Justice Hill left the game, they was able to focus all their attention on J.K. Dobbins, because J.K. Dobbins was the only reliable option at the time. Right. But when they were subbing them 2 in and out, they couldn't stop a nosebleed
at all. But see, that's why they need to go get another running back, because Gus Edwards is still hurt. Gus Edwards still rehabbing.
Yeah, he's still hurt, but I think he just got off the PUP list today.
Yeah, because see, that's what y'all needed. Y'all needed Gus in that game. Gus would have killed that game. That was a game for Gus.
He would have ate.
He'd have ate their ass.
Everybody was like, "Oh man, what do you think?" I said, "I don't think J.K. Dobbins is all the way back fully."
He's not. He's not. He rushed himself back. They tried to hold him back. They tried to give J.K. like 3-4 more games to chill, but J.K., he a dog. He hard-headed. He want to play. So he trying to rush to get out there.
Yeah, everybody's like, what? Like, oh man, why they keep holding? I said they holding out. I believe they holding out Ronnie Stanley because I don't think he in game shape. They trying to get him in shape,
right?
That's the left tackle, ain't
That's the tackle. That's the left tackle. I believe they holding him out because he not in shape, and they try to get him into shape. Because they don't want a situation like they had with last season. They don't want to rush him back and then he get hurt again, because they did that last year. They rushed him back, he got hurt again, and he missed the whole season. So they like, if we bring you back, we got to make sure that you are 100% healthy.
Yeah.
And with Patrick Queen, they need to put him on the outside instead of putting him in the middle.
Thank you.
Yeah, you right.
He's an outside backer.
Hey, Patrick Queen be pissing me off. That man be all out of position.
It's not that he out of position. He just play too fast.
He be over pursuing like a mug.
He be out of position.
Because when he go at the quarterback, like when he rush it, they let him rush the quarterback. He can get there.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Like, that's where he ought to be. Listen, these 2 linebackers tonight I just saw, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, them the best linebackers in the game. That's how you play linebacker.
Not Fred Warner, he a dog.
Everybody need to watch their film. Like, I would send this to Florida State, Florida, Kentucky, everywhere, all around these teams who ain't got no linebackers. Tampa, I send this right to Devin White, punk ass. Here, watch these 2 guys. You see them? You see how they guard the play action. You see when they run the ball. You see how they fit the hole, how Fred will take on the block, Greenlaw make the tackle, and vice versa. You see how they communicating with each other? Why y'all sorry ass dudes can't do that?
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry as hell, dog. Be telling them Devin White be overrated.
Hey.
I remember seeing them say Devin White was the best middle line. I said, no, he's not, bro. Hell no. That boy like top. That boy is not no best linebacker. As many tackles he over pursue and how he jump around blocks, man, hell no.
It's like everybody be like, "Oh man, what do you think?" I said Patrick Queen can play the position. He just too fast for the position.
Man, he need to play outside, man, and they need to get them a Mike linebacker. He's not a Mike
because I think
he's more like a backer.
What they need to do is stick him. The person who they need to put at middle linebacker is Tyus Bowser, and put Patrick Queen on the outside.
Right.
Because why? Because Tyus Bowser can cover.
Right.
That's why when they stick him out there on pass coverages, why you think he be getting a lot of interceptions? Because he know how to cover.
So 05 was Dwight Howard. He was 05, right?
Yeah. Because it was him and I think it was him.
Well. Yeah, Bynum was in that draft. Bynum was the last high school guy picked. Yeah.
I forgot about Bynum, but I know it was Dwight Howard and Okafor.
Yeah, Okafor played college, but Howard and Bynum were the last high school guys, I think, in that draft. Wait a minute, when did Monte come out?
Probably the same year. Probably 05.
05 too, yeah.
Yeah, 05.
But yeah, they need to move Queen on the outside. Oh no, Andrew Smith said Dwight was 04.
Oh, 04.
Yeah, Dwight was 04 and Devin Harris was in the same draft. Right. You show right, Mello. Because I remember he got with the Mavericks and they was killing everybody in the West. And I was like, who is this number 34, dog? That little dude was nice.
Coming off the bench.
Yeah, you remember that light ass dude with the pretty ass hair, looking like one of them old school dudes.
Yeah, that nigga used to light it up
all the time. I'd be like, he the lightest dude on the court balling.
For real though.
Man. But yeah, Queen need to be on the outside. Bowser, I agree with you on that. Because Queen was pissing me off on Sunday.
He'd be out of position.
Out of position, dog. And I'd be like,
they be wanting him, but I don't think he be out of position. They be wanting him to cover and he can't cover.
Bro, he out of position, bro. If you play that middle of the field, dog, you gotta be a dog and you gotta be able to pull your weight.
Yeah, you gotta hold it down. You
the quarterback. You the quarterback of the defense. That you the guy. Everybody else can be out of position. You can't.
You definitely.
And then everybody say, "Oh man, what you think?" I said, "Man, wait, he was getting pressure on Josh Allen. He just couldn't get a sack."
Yeah, I know.
And one brother from Michigan supposed to be coming back.
Who?
I think he's supposed to come back probably. I think they said November.
Okay, November. Ojabo from Michigan.
David Ojabo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
He's gonna be out there on that end too, rushing.
But I think they need. But I think he's waiting on.
But ain't everybody in the AFC North tied at 2-2?
Except for the Steelers.
The Steelers.
Yeah,
the Steelers. They wanted 3.
They gonna turn around. They need to put that Pickett boy in.
Yeah, he came in at the end of the game.
I said, man, they got the Jets this week. I said this ought to be an easy game for them. This ought to be easy.
No, it ain't. Hell no. You ain't been watching the Jets. The Jets are nice.
But they almost blew that game against the Steelers, though.
Man, the Jets did blow that game. That dude fumbled. He ain't get in. I saw that 3 angles. Before he got to the plane, he fumbled the ball right there at the goal line. And he got knocked on his side.
And then everybody like, oh man, he fumbled. I said it don't matter because they recovered the ball anyway.
But it went in the end zone. It was out of the end zone. It was like a half inch from the goal line.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, he fumbled, but they still recovered the ball. So Everybody like, oh, we got robbed out of the game. I said, yeah, you got robbed on that play, but that play wouldn't have mattered anyway because they recovered it.
Yeah, but dog, anything can happen, dog. You just need one play. That's it.
So I said, who's to say they wasn't gonna run it up the gut again?
Who's to say they couldn't stop them, baby? That's why we watch it.
Yeah, because I was like, I just basically was like, oh well, they lost that game.
God, watching Chris Webber, Sicily. Man, yeah, Chris Webber was a beast, dog. He's one of the most disrespected players, dog, I've ever seen, dog. Cause he did that time out in Michigan. They always bring that shit up, and he a baller. Chris Webber was killing dudes on that court, like officially, man, serial killer. And I just wish he was in his prime when he got with Iverson. That would have been vicious.
Yeah, because by that time, I think by that time
he got robbed in Sacramento.
Yeah, he did. He got robbed in Sacramento twice.
By that time, all them knee injuries he had caught up to him.
Yeah, but his ass got robbed. They robbed his ass in that Lakers series, man. They should have beat the Lakers. Because they couldn't guard him, dog. They couldn't guard him at all. He was killing them.
He was killing them.
Him and
everybody's like, oh, man, this is their year. This is it. They're finally going to beat the Lakers. I said, no, they not, big fella. When Robert Horry hit that shot, I said, it's over. Y'all might as well go home. Y'all ain't winning another game.
He knew that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, the rep got it. That's still
your mic, AT, your mic.
Excuse me, that was still one of the worst called games.
Yes, game 6.
Oh my God,
game 6 was horrific.
And they still almost won the game. And even Kobe said, he like, one thing I want to ask Vlade was, why the hell you back the ball back?
Well, because Vlade thought somebody was back there on his team. He was just trying to get it away from Shaq and Kobe and them. Yeah. Like nobody, dog. Like Robert Horry, like he just has the greatest, like he's got the greatest luck. Like nobody's worried about him.
He was like, oh, y'all just gonna leave me. Y'all just gonna disrespect
like,
me.
Y'all not learned y'all lesson from all these years. Robert Horry is
but dog, nobody was worried about him, dog. Like, come on, you got Shaq and Kobe on the court. In Houston, you had what's his name? You had King, and you had them other guys out there. Like Horry was like the last guy you thought about because he just was in position to hit the shot.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, I would like to say this. Well, I would like to say this. I'm sorry, T, but the Pistons already knew why the heck we leave this guy open. Why the heck we even get this dude the confidence that he can come in the game and just destroy us like this.
I mean, that's kind of what he did. Like, it's kind of the same situation.
Because I sat up there, I said, man, please, man, Robert Horry is done. Boy, was I wrong.
It's kind of the same situation. Like, motherfuckers worried about Ginobili,
right?
Tim Duncan, and you know what I'm saying,
Tony Parker. You just forget about him. It happens. Like he's not better than them guys. So it's like, just you're just not thinking about him.
It's like
it was
like
funny.
when he tried to argue
the play. I remember watching the play that you know, and it was like off the timeout. You know, he had already hit a couple threes. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, okay, so it was like, okay, so y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Don't leave Robert Horry and don't leave the inbounder. You know what I'm saying? And lo and behold, Robert Horry was the one who inbounded the ball. But they were so worried about Ginobili, this nigga Rasheed went and doubled down on Ginobili, and Ginobili just kicked the ball back to Robert Horry.
And it was a beautiful pass he threw. That was crazy. I didn't know.
Let that ball go. He let that ball go. He hit the gooseneck on her. It was like,
what'd you say, T?
if he hadn't got that off, he was trapped in the corner under that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how he got it off.
Yeah, because Tayshawn and she was on him. You know what I'm saying?
They had him dead to rights.
They was like this. They was like, nope,
He was dead to rights.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He snuck that pass off, and that shit sucked.
Yeah,
it my power.
Trash.
It was like, I think one of them shots he hit the gooseneck on y'all. He let the ball go. He was like this. He said
he hadn't done nothing all the whole series. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Robert Horry was done by then when he was on the Spurs. He was done, but
yeah, he was done.
Don't sleep.
Man, he came in. He didn't even play in the first half. He came in the second half.
Right.
And hit like two threes in the fourth quarter.
Right. Nobody was asleep. It's just y'all, dog. You just forget about him. You worry about
he was one of them dudes that was on the bench that ain't played the whole season. That ain't played it. That wasn't the playoff series. Then he get in the playoffs against y'all, and he just started raining buckets on y'all. Like,
I mean,
it's like that episode of Boone does. Remember that basketball episode?
Yeah,
when Riley was killing it, and then they brought in the son with the nerd, and then he was just killing them with all the threes, and had the Monty Ducks moment.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, like, you mean to tell me you gonna leave Duncan and Ginobili and Parker open? I mean,
listen, I mean, as many years you see Robert Horry hit buzzer beaters, I'm just saying they're gonna give the ball to him at the end.
I mean, no, they really didn't. It was just so happened that he got trapped. He just saw Horry there. It wasn't that they planned for him to be right there.
Yeah, they didn't plan for it, but
right. It's the same thing against the Kings. like the guy tipped it. It was just a great bounce. And
I guess you gonna say the Trailblazers wasn't expecting him to hit a shot neither, because he hit a shot on them. That was, oh my God.
Well, but if you watch that series, he wasn't doing though. In all the series, even Houston, he wasn't really doing nothing. It's just when it got to the end. When
it was time to make a big shot, he made the big shot.
But he wasn't the 2, 3, or 4 guy on the game plan. That's what I'm saying.
You're 100% right, but hey,
when it was time to hit a big shot, he hit the big shot. That's why they call him Big Shot Bob.
I don't understand because y'all don't play. Y'all never played. So I'm just saying y'all don't understand the game plan. When they give you a game plan, you're focused your attention on the main guys. When it's the heat of the moment, dog, you just got open. I
play ball, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, I mean, I understand, like, where, I mean, hey, like, it is what it is.
Right. I mean, he got open. He made the shot. I mean,
and then the part I just didn't like about it, how Vlade tried to downplay it, like, oh, it was lucky. It's like lucky.
It was lucky.
Though. It was lucky. That was a lucky shot. Because why he didn't make the shot the year after? When they lost to the Spurs, they got swept by the Spurs. Why he didn't hit the shot then? There's been a couple times he's missed a shot. So I'm just saying it was a lucky shot. It was a lucky bounce. He got it. Made the shot.
If you want to say it was a lucky bounce, yeah, I agree with you on that. That was a lucky bounce.
Bro, that was a lucky shot, dog.
He was just always open, man.
That was a lucky shot.
Hey, well,
he made it. He made the shot, you know. But
I'd like to have him next to me when I'm betting. I love him next to me because he be.
I mean, of course, Robert Horry. Robert Horry he was always a good asset to a team.
Right.
I'm not saying he's a miracle, but I'm just saying, like, listen.
Nobody saying that Robert Horry is a great player.
He was a great lucky shooter, man.
He was a good role player.
He was a good role player. Good role player. You know what I'm saying? He did his job.
And that was
you know if Kobe can't hit a shot or Hakeem or one of those guys can't hit a shot, he can hit the shot.
Well, Hakeem wasn't the guy hitting the last second shot. The guys hitting the shot was on Mario Elie or
Kenny
what's the
Smith
other guy name?
or
Kenny Smith was okay. It wasn't him. It was Mario
Kenny
Ellie.
Smith was just. He was the type of dude to get hot.
Yo,
Who was the
Smith
guy
had
on
a
the
record.
Rockets? It wasn't. It was
Man,
Ellie and who else?
Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell would hit some shots, but no.
Yeah,
like,
if he didn't get thrown out the game,
oh,
yeah.
No, in the situation, it was Ellie and somebody else. Like, it never really was Akeem all the time. It was Ellie. Ellie was the guy that was hitting the big shots.
Yeah,
Ellie was hitting the buzzer beaters.
Yeah, Ellie. Nah, the shots Ellie was hitting.
I know, Charles.
Contested.
I know.
He was being contested. He was just
bro, from the corner shots, man.
Corner shots.
Man. I know. To this day, people was like, "Oh, they asked Charles like, which one hurt the worst?" He's like, "Which one hurt the worst? Did the final shot hurt in the finals, or does the kiss of death shot hurt the worst?" He said the kiss of death.
Who it was? Sam Cassell. Yes, it was Ellie and Cassell hitting them damn shots.
Yeah, that is right. He was on the Rockets.
Oh, you forgot about Boy, man? Come on.
I forgot. Like, I completely forgot he was on the Rockets like around that time.
You forgot about Boy, man.
I forgot about Detroit T homeboy, the little alien.
Why they gotta be my homeboy?
Okay. LB homeboy, the little alien.
I gave Bucks like Milwaukee because, like Sam, I could say.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Robert Ory was a good role player. He was a good asset that you would have on a team. Somebody that could hit shots,
and he could defend.
And he could defend too. He was very long. He was wide, and he had a wide frame.
He always was covering Shaq's sorry ass on that weak side.
Yeah, Shaq was always lazy. He was always
lazy as hell.
He was always lazy. He was always late on weak side defense.
I remember they had that beef. Shaq was talking shit, and Robert Ory said, "Well, if somebody fat ass get in shape, I wouldn't have to always cover his ass on the weak side."
Yeah.
He said something like that. That shit was hilarious. Yeah. I was like, man, we about to see Ory and Shaq fight. This is a classic.
Yeah.
With the big balls dance. Oh yeah. That's the Major League. The Major League Baseball they got it from when they do the little big balls. That's Major League too.
Yeah, man. That's one thing about them Houston Rockets teams, man. It was a lot of luck with them. It was luck.
Yeah, it was. They was a lucky ass team. They was very lucky.
Beat my Knicks, and they beat the Magic. The next year, I was upset when they beat Knicks and Magic. I was highly upset because I rocked with the Magic very hard.
And everybody especially the second year. The second year, they was like, okay, they got out the first round, but they gonna get beat in the second round. Okay, they got out the second round, but they gonna get beat in the Western Conference Finals.
I knew they were gonna do it again, dog. They just that them 2-year gap. They just was on. They was on some shit. Like they kept.
I feel like what would have been a better. I believe what would have been a better series if they would have went head to head with the Supersonics. If the Supersonics didn't choke in the first round.
Yeah. Honestly, the Supersonics used to give the Rockets problems. That was the team that gave the Rockets problems. But the Sonics, they had trouble when they played on Phoenix and Nuggets.
Phoenix used to always beat Seattle.
Used to give them problems. Yeah, Phoenix and Nuggets used to beat them. But when they played Houston, they used to beat Houston ass because they didn't have nothing for Sean Kemp. Kemp was a problem.
The Supersonics get eliminated by first round in '95.
The Nuggets, man, Robert Pack. That boy Robert Pack. That boy Robert had a pack. Came off the bleachers.
He came out there, and he went on a fast break. Sean Kemp thought he was finna block. Man, Robert Pack said, "Okay, here I come." Boom.
I remember that.
It's not to mention they stopped going at it. They stopped going at Dikembe, man. They stopped attacking the basket on Dikembe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing about Dikembe Mutombo. People think that he was some all-time great defender. He wasn't that good of a defender, bro. He was just some
shot blocker. He's a rim protector.
He was a rim protector. That's all he was, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott. Well, Nick Anderson was a good defender. Dennis Scott was horrible. He was just a
I was
He
young
was
as
a
hell.
three.
was a 3-point specialist.
He was a 3-point specialist. That's what he was
That's
good
all. Right. He was. Dennis Scott used to hit them little corner and elbow threes a lot, man. You know, but defensively, he was terrible.
Nick Anderson was my guy.
No, Nick could play defense, man. Nick's defense was good. It was that Dennis Scott, because we was beating the Rockets in all 4 games. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Blazers and the Warriors not too long ago. We was beating them by like 15, and then we lose that.
The one from like 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was the same series, and I was just sitting there like after that first game, I told everybody, "Oh, Golden State finna sweep them," because it was deja vu all over again. It was me watching the Magic in Houston again. I just remembered it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's over with, because they should have got game.
Their confidence was gone at the game 1.
It was gone. It was gone after game 1. That's why I said if we would have beat Houston game 1, we would have won. We'd have won the series, but we lost that confidence. And because Shaq ass and them, they was celebrating after they beat the Bulls like it was the championship, and I knew it was over.
A young, inexperienced team, man. It's just like they just didn't know how to close.
Yeah, but also that's when Shaq supposed to be a leader. That's when I knew he wasn't a leader.
Yep.
Because he didn't know how to bring them guys back together. Mm-hmm. And that's why I knew Kobe was going to be that guy, because when he fouled out, Kobe brought them guys together. And he was what, 21? And I was like, old. That's what made me mad. I'm like, man, Shaq, you bastard. I wanted to go punch Shaq.
Yeah, bro. Who do you think of the game, man? Got us that win in game 4.
Yeah. Who do you think would win in the 7-game series between the 08 Celtics? 04 Pistons would beat them. They would beat the 08 Celtics. Tayshaun Prince would have shut Paul Pierce down. Yeah. And Ben Wallace would have him and Rasheed would have destroyed KG and whoever else was down there.
And Elo brought up a memory that I will never forgive Paul Pierce. And this is where my hatred for Paul Pierce started at.
Oh, God. You mean to tell me? Because he beat LeBron. When he lost that finals, and Kobe had the worst game I ever seen him play. I said, bruh, you mean to tell me
you could blame Doc Rivers for that bullshit? He ended up keeping
that was Doc Rivers' fault. He kept them in too long. He didn't sub nobody out.
I said, man, Kobe came by a shot tonight. What is going on?
I just went whatever. I literally just went whatever when I saw that finals. Whatever, man.
Yeah, he got. He was shot he was shot that whole game. But you forgot them dudes were shot too, because they was leading by 15.
Because I remember the game before that. That was the game where Perk got hurt, and I was like, oh man,
Kobe ended up going off them niggas, man.
I was like, oh man. Yeah, I said Perk hurt. Mm-hmm. I was like, Perk hurt. I think they gonna miss him on that one. Then they had Rasheed out there. I was
gonna miss him because Perk was punking that sorry ass Bynum. Everybody kept talking about Bynum. I'm like, Bynum is trash. He's soft.
Andrew Bynum was mid.
Right. Mid. He wasn't mid. He was shit. You
know you ain't all that when you go to a team and they pay you millions of dollars and you don't play one game for them.
Man, he just had physical.
Who else was on that squad? Devin George and
Devin George was trash, bro. I don't know how they won that.
They was supposed to lose. They were supposed to lose to Phoenix.
Yeah, they were.
I didn't want to see that finals. I'm like, how? Like, I literally looked at this finals like, how did the Lakers make it? And I'm like, Celtics, man. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm like, cool. I messed with Ray Allen, so and KG.
Man, all I know is this, man. That Lakers team was trash. They should have never got there.
And they had, and I was like, wait a minute, you guys.
We will listen to that dog to them championships, bro, for sure.
Hey,
I think they trash, T.
You say what?
Want that Laker team trash.
So this you talking about the first year they played Boston and shit?
Yeah, 2008.
All of them 3 years
three of
Kobe
them, all
went to
three
the
of them, all three of
finals. All 3 of them years they were trash.
I mean, 09, they were all injured, so it was like all 3 of them.
Well, I mean, I just say that like going up against Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and Kobe was overmatched in them series. You know what I'm saying?
They ended up in the finals 3 years in a row, and they didn't get injured. There was no injuries.
Plus, Boston had Rondo too and shit. You know.
Yeah.
Plus, they had a young Rajon Rondo.
Man, dog.
Dude, come on, bro.
Yeah.
I was like,
I remember, but I don't remember the games that let me know.
Andrew Smith. So Andrew Smith, you telling me you would take those 3 teams, right? That Kobe had. You telling me them teams that's an all-time great championship team?
No.
Hell no.
Andrew Smith.
Oh no, I'm asking Andrew Smith in the chat because he's saying we hate it. I'm like, how? Like them teams was trash. Now, if you tell me Pau Gasol, I don't care what anybody tell me. That dude was like paper mache. He was weak.
Nigga, you
Now,
talking
out of those 3 years,
talking
I'm
to an
definitely
avid supporter of
taking
the Los Angeles Lakers.
Out of those 3 years, I'm definitely taking the 09, 2010 squad if I had to choose. But
man, I ain't taking none of the squads. I ain't taking none of the
squads. That Boston team,
Lakers like Kobe finally had help like after all these years, so like he did what he could do.
You think about it, Boston had way more depth than LA did.
Way more depth.
Off the bench, they had like what Big Baby was coming off the bench.
Rashid, they had Rashid coming off the bench.
Listen,
wait a minute. Nate Robinson was on the team at one point.
Poe, what's the other guard?
Yeah, Nate Robinson, Mr.
Eddie House.
Who was the little dude that used to lock everybody up?
Oh, Tony Allen.
Tony Allen.
Tony fucking West Side of Chicago nigga and shit.
Yeah, Tony Allen. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Well, I already know about Tony Allen and his off the court activities.
Eddie, you don't need to talk.
I ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't gonna talk about it.
I don't know why you brought it up anyway. I don't know why you brought it up anyway. But okay.
What is
it? But you know that's Trey, man. Trey bring up everybody pass, boy.